Hello everyone, welcome back to the Marketing Empress. My name is Samradhni and today I am going to take you guys through a very important concept, that of brand extensions. Now brand extensions have been there since my BMM days, my MBA in marketing days and my marketing work life in general. But what I've realized over a period of time is that a lot of you guys get confused with understanding the concept of brand extensions. And most of us find it really difficult to distinguish between product extensions and line extensions. So if you have faced a similar problem, then I'm here to simplify things for you. But before we get started, make sure you support my channel by giving us a big thumbs up and subscribing to the channel below so that you get updated each time something gets posted on the channel. So without further ado, let's get started. What is a brand extension? Now, before we get to the actual definition of brand extensions, let's understand the difference between a product and a brand. Yes, they are different. So, what's the difference between a product and a brand? Now, a brand is a name that is given to a product. So, say for example, Cadbury is a brand, however, chocolate is a product. These brands over a period of time gain a lot of customer trust and loyalty, which is later used in the process of brand extension. Brand extensions can be defined as the process of using an already established brand name to launch a new product variant. Alright, so the way it works is that you have already launched a particular brand in the market and now you want to use the same brand name to get the trust and loyalty of your customers. So from a customer's point of view, this works in a better way because it's something like, hey, I've used brand X and this particular product by brand X is newly launched in the market. So if I've liked brand X, the possibility of liking brand Y is much more. So basically, you don't need to start working on a new product from scratch. You already have the expertise built in the market. If a brand extension is done in the right way, it can ensure that your brand reaches new demographics, reaches new customers, increases your sales, and much more things. Brand extension in some cases is also referred to as brand stretching. But irrespective of different names, the concept still remains the same. Before we go in and understand the concept in depth, ensure that not every brand extension is bound to succeed. There have been a lot of failures. So we will talk about those things towards the end of the video where we'll talk about certain disadvantages related to brand extensions. So make sure you watch the video till the end because we'll have a lot of examples to talk about and make the concept much clearer. Now, you might be wondering, how do brand extensions work? So as mentioned earlier, brand extensions take into account the goodwill and the trust that a brand has already gained. Of course, this is done keeping in mind that a successful brand is bound to succeed if used with the same brand name. But just adding a brand name is job half done. Or rather, the process is not that simple. The new brand that is getting launched or the new product that is getting launched under the same brand name has to have a logical connection with the brand name. So for example, if I am referring to Cadbury, imagine Cadbury coming up with something like a toothpaste. I know it sounds ridiculous, but there have been cases in the past where brand extension has been badly used. And of course, that has led to a big failure. No, here is where a concept of brand dilution comes in, wherein you're using the same brand name and not trying to establish the logical connectivity with your other brands. And customers over a period of time lose trust in your brands because you are introducing products which make no sense to what your expertise has been so far. Now, let's look at the types of brand extensions. Let's look at the first one, line extension. Simply put, line extension is using your same brand name to introduce a product differently. Here the product has slight extensions in the main product that has been launched. So these extensions can be in the form of new flavors, new ingredients being added, new shapes, forms, etc. Let's take a few examples to understand this. Sunsilk is a brand name, and for the line extensions, They have various sizes of their shampoos and conditioners. Another example can be concerning different flavors being introduced. In case of juices, Tropicana has orange, guava, etc. These are all line extensions. Next, we understand product extension. Now, when it comes to product and line extension, the major or the crucial difference is that in the case of product extensions, the product is very new. It's completely different. For example, initially Amul launched milk. Later, they diversified into Amul Masti Dahi, condensed milk, chas, etc. These are all product extensions. Next, we have customer franchise extension. This type of extension is specific to those brands who have a specific target audience. So you are extending your product range to cater to that specific target group. For example, a brand like Maybelline has women as their core target audience. So introducing lipsticks, nail polishes, etc. are a customer franchise expertise. The aim here is to satisfy the various needs of your target group. Lastly, we look at company expertise extension. This particular type of extension is more so logically used by companies which have been there for a while and have developed the much needed expertise in the minds of your consumers. For example, Xiaomi has well established its expertise in the mobile phone segment. So them introducing laptops, TVs, etc. is a form of company expertise extension. Next, let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of brand extensions. Let's start with the positives. Number 1, the biggest advantage that brand extensions can bring to you is the brand legacy. Now, if brands have been successful in the past and you've used the same brand name for a new product launch, the possibility of success is much higher. Number 2, it increases the experimenters in your target group. Do not get confused. Let me explain. You already have a brand name established in the market. You're launching a new product under it. What happens in the minds of your consumers is that they establish this sort of a connection that I already know this brand. I am willing to try products which I may not have used in the past. So you're creating experimenters in your target group. Next one is reduction in promotional costs. Now, since your brand name is already out there in the market, you may not invest as much in advertising. Think about all the line extensions that Cadbury has introduced over the years. Do they advertise as much for each of their variants? Not really. But think about it from the perspective that if in case Cadbury does not advertise for a specific flavor that they introduce in the market. Now you visit a Kirana store and you come across a Cadbury bar which has a completely different flavor you've not heard of. Will you think about investing in it? You definitely will. And that is because of the brand legacy that Cadbury has established over a period of years. Some positives, of course, you have some negatives. Number 1, a brand extension badly incorporated can lead to a loss of brand love. And this is something very important to consider while experimenting with brand extensions. It's important to understand that when it comes to any brand extensions, your consumers are putting in a lot of trust in your brand name. Now, imagine a situation where your product does not live up to the expectations of your consumers. Now, that's bad news for the brand. Next disadvantage is that of brand weakening. Now, we need to know the answer to how much is too much. Do not dilute your brand to the extent that it just doesn't work anymore. Now, let's look at examples of brand extensions. Now, there are many out there, but I just wanted to take into account 2 of them, one for success and one for failure. Dove was initially known only for soaps majorly, and soon they expanded into the category of shampoos and conditioners. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the people are now using Dove shampoos rather than soap. Now, while this was a success, let's look at one example for failure. Pepsi Blue. Now, I wouldn't call it a bad decision here, but the product failed in the market. And while there were multiple reasons for the same, the main reason was the lack of advertising promotions. I feel maybe the brand expected the expertise to work, but it did not. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something out of it. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and spread the word amongst your friends. This is going to motivate me to make more such videos for you guys in the future. Until next time, bye.